Hi, my dad passed a while ago from cancer. I, 27, love to ask other dads questions. I got married last year, and my new father-in-law is straight up, all caps, mean to me. He is extremely conservative and has some very hateful, close-minded values. He does not respect women at all. I am the complete opposite. This drives him crazy. He's always trying to fight about something. His most recent comment really got to me. My husband, 28, is very successful. He went to a great college and got an amazing job right out of school. I, however, chose to not go to college and got married young. I should add that I, for lack of a better phrase, am a, quote, trust fund baby. So this is one of the big reasons I was comfortable not going to college. I am extremely aware of how blessed I am to have had that, and no, I'm not a huge brat. LOL. My previous husband was very abusive to me, and thankfully, I was able to get out. When my husband and I first started dating, my father-in-law asked him if I, quote, ran my mouth too much, implying that I asked for my ex-husband to abuse me. He's always making extremely shitty comments like this. Anyways, I have regrets about my decision to not go to college, and that's always been a sore subject for me. My father-in-law knows this. I am now working as a nanny, happily remarried to the sweetest, most gentle, tender-hearted man I know. The other night, over family dinner, my baby nephew started to cry. My father-in-law chimed in and said, "Let her get him. The only degree she has is a Mrs. degree. She might as well put it to use," referring to me. I was so upset. My husband, of course, told his dad to stop and that it was really mean. His dad just laughed. This just felt like the final straw for me, my breaking point. There have been countless times where my father-in-law has said and done things like this to me. My mother-in-law sits back and watches him behave this way. Despite my husband telling him not to act this way several times, he never stops. I've even gotten into it with him and left several family group chats. It never gets better. Everyone's excuse is, quote, "That's just how he is. He will never change. Just ignore it." I want to cut him off. But I know that we can't do that since we still have a good relationship with the rest of the family. How would you handle this?
I don't want to say it's up to your husband to come to your rescue. Obviously, you don't need your father-in-law in your life to be treated this way. No one needs to be degraded. And because you did not go to college doesn't make you better or worse. I really never graduated college. And I don't think that anyone has ever certainly made any insultive remarks to me regarding it. The most important thing that you really need to do is you can literally put this guy out of your life. You can say, without ever getting excited, without ever yelling, but with sheer elegance is the way I would handle it. Let him know that if he wishes to be in your life or have a relationship with his son without you around it, you have no interest in coming around to be abused. And you could tell your husband, "I'm not telling you what to do and I'm not telling you who to see, but if you stand with me and stand by me, you would never allow anyone to degrade me." So my answer is clearly, you put your foot down, but you must do it with absolute elegance, not with yelling, not screaming, not swearing. The cleaner that you deliver the message, the more serious he's going to take you. So you must articulate this thing absolutely clear, concise, and with proudness. Don't give in to anything other than that. And that's the way you control a bully. And that's what this guy is. He's clearly a bully and has no respect, and probably has no respect for women.
So when dealing with someone that is misogynistic like this,
Okay.
OP writes, "Despite my husband telling him to not act like this several times, he never stops." What would a script sound like for you that might make it stick? Like, what could OP really say to him to land it home?
I think that she first has a conversation with her husband to let him know that that it's not going to be tolerated by, when I say me, by her.
Okay.
And she's not asking him to come save her, but he has to be prepared that she is going to have a conversation with her father-in-law to let him know that his behavior is not acceptable, purely. And he may not respect her right now, but he will respect her going forward, because this is not going to continue this way.
Do you feel that dealing with people like this, even if he's misogynistic and even if she identifies as a woman, do you think that her laying down the hammer like that and saying, you're not welcome in my home if you treat me like this, do you think that will have an impact on someone like this?
Not at first. He's going to look and laugh at her because he believes that he can still do whatever he wants, and his son's going to let him in. His son has to back her up. And if he doesn't have the spine to back her up, she's got another issue to contend with. Mm-hmm. She hasn't had children with this fella yet.
No note of it so far.
So, this is the time that she has to make a determination. And her son her husband has to make the determination. He is a husband first and a son second. Or is he a son first and a husband second? I think that's the thing that they have to discover together. But she wants to be married to a man, purely. And they don't need anything from the father other than the fact of respect and love. And if he can't provide that, then does she want her children around this idiot? She's young, but she certainly has all the ability of processing all this now and seeing everything, the implications that come from it.
She is 27, mm-hmm. So
the way you deliver the message is going to set the standard. It's you giving this, delivering the message to him that he clearly sees in your eyes that you're not threatening him. You're just letting him know that this is not going to be permitted. And he wants to behave like, a caveman. He's welcome to do it, but go do it down the street in the cave, not in your home.
So one thing I want to highlight.
Yeah.
Everyone's excuse is, quote, that's just how he is. He will never change. Just ignore it. So OP wants to cut him off.
Okay.
Do you think at this point cutting him off would be valid?
If she can articulate this and deliver the message clearly, concisely, and again, most importantly, elegance. Because she's a woman and he has no respect for women,
okay,
she has to hold herself in the proper, highest esteem to be effective. And again, you must make sure that your husband is clearly aware what's going to come down. He doesn't have to have a talk with it. You can certainly tell your husband, I'm not telling you to have a talk with your dad. I'm going to have the talk with your dad because I'm the person that's having the problem. Mm-hmm. But when he comes to you to say, override what's wrong with your wife, your husband stands with you. I mean, if he doesn't get that, then he's part of the problem.
He's in the doghouse too.
He's in the doghouse too, yeah. The classier that you hold yourself, the more effective you are with the other individual. And if you simply put yourself on that level, they can't do a thing about it. They don't know how to deal with it. It puts them off their footing. When you come at somebody without control, fuck you and you asshole and you son of a bitch, you become ineffective. I certainly did not come at you consistently yelling at you throughout your life and scream at the top of my lungs. The angrier or more frustrated I became with something with all my kids, I got quieter when I would deliver the message. Sometimes I would lose my shit. There's no doubt.
Yeah, you definitely punched a hole in the wall once or twice.
Once.
You still got to go fix that shit.
Just challenging my father and blaming.
Milton came out in you.
Yes, but the bottom line is that, typically I would always try to be as calm and articulate as I could possibly be to make sure that I was effective in a conversation.
So you don't think it's so much as a gender thing, but you think if she's more eloquent, it might be more received.
Absolutely. I think that she has to outwit him.
I like that. So when asking, do you have an ideal outcome? They respond, never talk to my father-in-law again, but I know this can happen. So ideally, have him respect me. Would you change any of your advice based on that?
No.
Okay.
I stay with it.
I think it's solid.